and welcome back to your new tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm gonna show you how you can access RDS MySQL database using Python and AWS Boto3 library. Right. So let's start with the new file. I'm gonna create a new file into the Sublime text and gonna store it as a create rdsdb.py file. Okay. Right, now let's start as usual. We need to import a Boto3 library here, and then let's create a client connection. RDS is equal to the Boto3.client, and here is the RDS. So as you know, the RDS simplifies the management of a variety of database types including MySQL, Oracle, Microsoft SQL, Amazon's own Aurora DB, etc. We will be doing all those things into this tutorial series in this lecture. Right, so we can do it with the try and accept block. So try dbs is equal to the rds dot describe underscore db underscore instances. So it will try to get all the instances which is running at my AWS server. Right, so now there could be more than one instance, so that for that we need to add for loop here. So the for db in dbs, and it will look for the db instances. Now we need to print it. So the print db here, right? So here there is a tricky. Now we need to print username and then instance identifier, and then I'll print ARN numbers, and then address, that's the endpoint address, and then the port number, and then availability, right? So the first one is the master username, okay, and another one is the endpoint address, and another one will be the endpoint port. Here I need to give the endpoint and the port into the single single quote, and then I need to give here db status, right? So that's the db instance status, whether it is running or being ready. Okay, and the exception, let's print the exception. That means if it would not be able to create that, I mean if it would not be able to go with the describe instances, then it will throw some error, right? So let's do the Python. Okay, the create rdsdb.py. There is a syntax error, of course. You know, have you noticed that the syntax error? Yes, I have noticed that. It's inside the %s, and I mean I need to put this %s perhaps inside the double quote. Somehow I am missing. Let's see. Yeah. Yes, that's right. I need to put it into the double quote. Yes. So let's put it in double quote and run it. So if I run it, then you will see there is only one database in my RDS instance. It's a username Sumit, and the endpoint Sumit.cny something and something blah blah blah, and the end port is 3306, and its status is available. Right. Now we have checked the availability of already now we have queried available databases. Suppose that now if you want to create another database, now you can create that database. For that you need name identifier of that instance, username, password, etc. Okay, so let's create a new database. We can do it using rds.create underscore db underscore instance. So the result will be returned into the response variable. So here we need to give the db instance identifier. That must be unique identifier in your account, otherwise it would conflict with the other database. I mean it would not create, in fact there would be no chance of the confliction. So the db interface identifier is the new db. I don't have any other database named as a new db, and master username can be the same, it doesn't matter, but the identifier must be unique. Master username is the YouTube, and master user password I have given as abcdefg1229. And now here we need a DB instance class. Okay, so the DB instance class I'm gonna to use here free tier, that's the db.t2.micro, and I need engine here. Okay, so the engine is MySQL. Okay, and allocated storage is 5 GB, that's the default allocated storage. I can go up to the 3 GB, that's 30 GB, that comes under the free tier services. Now let's run this series. There is error response RSD. Oh yes, I made that mistake, that is the RDS. Oh, that happens sometimes if I type very fast. Okay, so the create table has been created. You can see the master username YouTube has been created and another master name was Sumit. So there are two identifier, sorry, the username YouTube and Sumit. Now let's comment this, since database has been created and I don't want to create one more time if I run this file. So I have just commented that portion of code. Now let's run this one. Okay, now let's check. Let's check the list of database which are available on my cloud. Somehow it is giving some error, only printing the end. I'm not able to figure it out. Let's delete it, and now let's check. Again, only endpoint is printing. Somehow something is wrong. Let me see it offline. I'll come back to the online. Okay, here I mean everything is fine at the upside. Let me check it offline. Okay, I came back here online. I did nothing. I don't know what happens, and I run it again in the offline. It works. Okay, so here you can see there are two type of database has been created. Two database has been created with the unique identifier as a new DB and the Sumit. Okay, so I am gonna here delete my database. Okay, simply. So here what we have done, we have queried the database, we have created the database, and of course you can do a lot of other things, such as you can create the table and you can insert the content inside the table, as we have already seen into the Dynamodb case. So I'm keeping it very short, so and I'm taking it very fast, so that as a beginners you can learn a lot in very short time. So the response is equal to the RDS.delete underscore DB underscore instance, and then the DB instance identifier new DB I want to delete, and I'm gonna skip final snapshot. That is true. That's mean it would not keep any backup when I'm deleting. So be aware, if you have some data in your database, make it false, it will make a snapshot, and if you are just learning, you can make it true. That's mean it will completely delete the database without any backup. Somehow I have again made a mistake here. That must be the RDS, not RSD. Now let's run it. If I run it, it will take a little bit time, and it will show you in the last two lines. You can see a new DB identifier is being deleted and another one is available. Right, now let's delete another table, that is Sumit. Okay, I'm gonna delete that table too. So let's make it Sumit. Okay, and run this code. So if I run this code, in last you can see the both database is being deleted. So thank you so much for watching this tutorial. We have learned a lot in this tutorial and throughout this tutorial series, and stay tuned with me and subscribe this channel so that you can get update directly into your inbox. Okay, bye bye, have a nice day and whatever night, etc.